Sorry, I can hear you, Scott.
Got you, mate. I'll tell you what, you are looking slick as ever.
Thanks.
You keeping yourself fit?
Not really. I think I got just really good DNA.
From what I remember, Martin, you were extremely fit guy, great DNA as well. But listen, great to have you on Charlton TV. First of all, tell it, you joined Charlton, what, January '99? What happened, why, and how did Curbs convince you?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I remember I was at Benfica at the time with you then, obviously. And my playing time wasn't, it wasn't enough, so to speak. So I asked Graham Souness, who was the manager at the moment, and, can you help me go on loan? And he gave me the number for Curbs, and, and that's the way it happened from the beginning, I think, but that's how I remember it, at least. And then I came to Charlton, and we sorted things out, and I actually came.
Okay, that's not how it happened, because I know how it happened. I'm going to ask Curbs
No, I don't know how it happened. How did it happen?
So you called me up in '98 when we went up after the playoffs and said, do you fancy coming back? And I said, look, we've got Champions League next season, so I want to stay out here another season, but I know of a guy who would be perfect for Charlton, Martin Pringle. And then you signed him in the January.
Yeah.
So I want 10%, Martin.
Why you never told me that story?
I have told you that before. I told you that at the time, but a lot of water has come under the bridge there. Look, I mean, what was the mood in and around the club when you first arrived? Because at that point, I think I'm right in saying we lost 7 league games in a row.
Yeah, well, I think everyone was just looking for something fresh, and getting some energy in, and obviously I tried to do that with my pace, and I was a bit lanky, but still, I could throw myself about and could run. So, and that's what I did, and we started off pretty well when I came. I think I made my debut at Southampton, if I'm not recording.
Yes.
And I think we lost that game actually, but I came on in the second half, and then I started the next game, which was at home to Newcastle. And that was probably the first point in when I scored the equaliser. And that was probably the first point in a while. But after that, I think we played really well, to be honest.
Yeah, let's have a look at that goal, because you did. Charlton were 2-0 down, came back to 2-2. I don't know if you can see it, but watching it now, you score the equaliser in stoppage time. How did that feel?
It felt great, and I think it was actually Scott Parker who gave me the pass as well. So, I mean, if you're starting at home first game and you're a striker, you want that for a start. So, and I did, and it was just fantastic. Nice. So, when you're in that moment as well, it's really, really nice to get, on the score sheet.
Definitely, Curbs, we've spoken a lot about stopping the rot recently, haven't we? I mean, how important?
Well, Martin's right.
That
Bring some fresh people in, but what attracted me was the pace. I know he's good looking and everything else, but it was the pace that I wanted up there, and he definitely delivered that. And he wasn't bad in the air as well, and he was having a bad time. I didn't realise that. I can't remember losing 7 on the spin, but
happens to the best of them.
I know, but. No, we needed to change it around, and I was lucky enough to be able to do it.
Yeah. A couple of weeks later, you scored again, Martin, and that was the first win in 14. And you look like you really enjoyed this one.
And again.
Do you remember it?
This looks promising for Charlton.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic skill and dribbling. Unbelievable skill. Almost Messi-like.
Funny you should say that, actually, Martin. But look, I mean, again, that's the pace there, Curbs, isn't it? It's poor defending because they're scared of his pace.
Yeah, and perhaps it was played a little bit different Premier League stuff then. There wasn't so much of possession and playing it around the back. And as a centre forward, you don't get a touch for like 10 minutes. You got it up there quickly and play from there, and we could use his pace in behind, and it frightened a lot of teams.
Now, Martin, you talk about Lionel Messi. I'm going to compare that goal to Ryan Giggs. Let's have a look at it.
Please don't. Please help.
This was the famous FA Cup goal in 1999 that everyone talks about. In my personal opinion, I can't believe they don't talk about yours instead. What do you reckon?
I can understand why, actually. Yeah.
You ain't got an airy chest.
You didn't take your shirt off, Martin.
Yeah, but I don't have that much hair on my chest.
Well, the body fat's pretty good, and it looks like it still is now as well. But fast forwarding things to that summer now, we were relegated for the Premier League, but you signed for us permanently as well. Why did you do that?
I think, when I came to the club, it was a club that felt, like a family. And I really, really enjoyed it. And, it was like, when you're at Benfica, it's like, this giant, massive club, and you don't feel like it's that personal anymore. And everything is about just like, it's about the club and, winning trophies. But when you got to Charlton, it felt like, you joined a family again. And, everyone was drawing in the same direction. You was working hard, even though you were competing with one another. And there wasn't any bad feelings or anything, in between players. Sometimes on the pitch, yeah. But, once we stepped off the pitch, it was mostly, we were friends sitting in the cafeteria and, just enjoying it. So it felt really, really good.
Was that one of Curbs' biggest strengths, the fact that he could get good characters in and the team spirit you guys had?
I think so. And we had a couple of Scandinavians in, and I have to say, Curbs, and I'm really sorry that I didn't appreciate you more as a player when I was there. Now I've been a coach myself for 15 years and working as a sporting director for the last 3 years. And I should have enjoyed it more whilst I was there because, you built a really, really good team. And, sometimes players are, it's egoistic. So that was probably one of them as well.
Martin, no need to apologise. I'm sitting alongside two of the biggest moaners as players that I've ever played with.
I can moan, yeah, don't I?
And he changed when he was manager. Look, just the 4 goals the following season, but we, of course, did make an instant return to the Premier League. What was that season like for you?
It was a bit up and down, to be fair. I started out I think I started out injured, if I'm not mistaken. And, I came back into it again. I was struggling a little bit, but I came in. But that season was amazing. I remember we had a startup meeting, and I think Curbs put on this paper on the board, and he said, "What do we need to win the championship?" And he said, 26, 10-10. Then we have a good chance. I can't remember if we ended up with that, but I think we ended up with more, to be fair. And it was just like, everyone was brought together.
Well, certainly we went up anyway, so however many wins it was certainly enough. Let's have a look at a goal against Crystal Palace now as well, and talk about your goal celebrations, because whenever you did score, you looked like you really enjoyed the moment. What was the feeling like to score a goal?
Well, I didn't score that many, but I mean, if you look at Andy Hunt, he looks like, blatantly just like, he scored every week. So, when I scored, it was like, it's a big thing for me. But yeah, I enjoy scoring goals, but, I really enjoyed playing with Andy. We really had an understanding, and I don't know if Curbs thought that we had, but we had a good partnership off and off the pitch. Yeah.
We talk to Andy, or about Andy a lot, don't we, Curbs, and what a good player he was.
Well, he succumbed to injury, and Martin took a bad injury as well, and we can't forget that. And it curtailed him a little bit, and when you lose a striker, you need to bring some other players in, and I had to do something, and we had to move on a little bit.
Matt Svensson was obviously here on Saturday. How important was he and the Martin Pringles to Charlton, even if they didn't play all the games?
No, vastly important. And he's right, Martin. We sat down in the summer and said, what do we need to do? And it was like 26 wins, 10 draws. I need 10 goals from the back 4. I need 20 odd goals from the midfield 4, and you 2 up front. I need this and that. And it was, set targets, and we managed to carry it out, and mainly due to the boys up top, you know, Huntley, Martin and Matt Spencer.
Listen, Martin,
Yeah,
we're going to... Sorry, go on, Martin.
Yeah, we had a pretty good strike force, to be honest.
Yeah, certainly good at that level. I mean, it was fantastic, wasn't it? Hence the promotion. Tell us what you're doing now. We've got to go now. There's a game coming on in a few minutes' time. But tell us what you're up to now. You mentioned about being a sporting director.
Yeah, I've been a sporting director now for 3 years at the highest, well, in Allsvenskan, so to speak. It's the highest level in Sweden. And I've been working at a small club with, you know, limited financials. But we try to find, you know, good players, sell them on, and, you know, find new players and sell them on. And, you know, it's been work, but we stayed up for 2 years when everyone said we were going to get relegated. So, yeah, I'm enjoying that. So, I took a step away from coaching, even though I've been a coach for almost 15 years. So, but I really enjoy doing it. And right now I'm in Stockholm actually doing a course with the Swedish FA for sporting directors.
Well, brilliant, Martin. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure for me personally to see you again. Again, you're looking a million, I have to say.
Thanks, Scott.
And we'll keep in touch.
Will do.
Top man, speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon. Thanks, everyone. Bye.